Nicola, 45, was last seen walking her beloved Springer Spaniel Willow near the River Wyre in St Michael's-on-Wyre, Lancashire, on January 27. The family called Peter Faulding in to help search for Ms. Bulley. Mr. Faulding and his team, from Rescue Operations Specialist Group International, have been searching the area around the bench for 3 days, the entry point where police believe Ms. Bulley fell into the river. He said the search ended on Wednesday after a thorough and extensive search of the areas we were tasked with by Lancashire Police found no sign of Nicola. He said, "We've done very thorough searches all the way down to the weir. Police divers have dived it 3 times, extremely thoroughly. That area is completely negative, there is no sign of Nicola in that area. The main focus will be the police investigation down the river, which leads out to the estuary. If Nicola was in that river I would have found her, I guarantee you that, and she's not in that section of the river." Mr. Faulding, who said he was now pulling his team out of the search, added, "I'm totally baffled by this one, to be honest." On January 7, police have given an update on the ongoing search to find missing mum. "We have a team of 40 or so detectives under a senior investigating officer working daily to comb through this enormous amount of information. This is a normal in a missing person inquiry and does not indicate that there is any suspicious element to this story. The inquiry team remains fully open-minded to any information that may indicate where Nicola is or what happened to her. Some of the specific pieces of information and the line for inquiry that they've been undertaking include house-to-house inquiries in the village, looking at CCTV, the various pieces of dash cam that have been submitted to the inquiry, identifying and tracing and speaking to key witnesses, a number of whom have come into the inquiry and been spoken to and given valuable information, digital and telephony. This includes Nicola's Fitbit and her mobile phone, which has been fully examined. And we've now identified around 700 vehicles that drove through the village on that morning on the 27th of January at around 9:10 a.m. 9:15 a.m. But we still believe that Nicola was fallen in the river. Police fear Nicola Bulley may have left the river on a path not covered by CCTV. Missing mum of 2 Nicola Bulley vanished nearly 2 weeks ago, in St Michael's-on-Wyre, while walking pet dog Willow having just dropped her kids off at school. Police are working on a hypothesis she fell into the river, but have now admitted she may have left the path in a blind spot for CCTV. Cops have said there was still a possibility she left the area on one path not covered by cameras. Police initially said that they were confident Ms. Bulley never left the field. In the latest update, Lancashire Police said, "Our inquiries now focus on the river path which leads from the fields back to Garstang Road. For that we need drivers and cyclists who travelled that way on the morning of January 27 to make contact. We have already done a lot of work around this, but every piece of footage helps us build up a picture of movements on that morning. The search for now has been moved to the coastline nearly 2 weeks after her disappearance. 2 boats with specialist police teams have been searching in the sea at Morecambe Bay, before heading upstream on either side of the River Wyre. Officers have confirmed they are focusing on the mouth of the river, with Lancashire Police suggesting finding Ms. Bulley in the open sea becomes more of a possibility. Lancashire Police said in a statement, "People may have seen less police activity today than previously in the area of the river above the weir, but that is not because we have stepped down our searches, it is because the focus of the search has moved further downstream into the area of the river which becomes tidal and then out towards the sea." Expert explains why Nicola Bulley's dog was running back and forth after mum vanished. One dog trainer said the erratic behavior exhibited by Nicola Bulley's spaniel was likely linked to distress rather than anything to do with the breed specifically. Police said Willow was found, bone dry, and running between the gate and the bench, without a harness or lead. Animal behavior and training consultant Nina Bondarenko told that Willow's pacing between the bench and the gate was linked to the flushing behavior of spaniels. She explained, "They're bred for hunt and retrieve, and they're bred to flush out game, so they have to be very amenable to being handled at a distance, they have to be responsive at a distance. They were never bred as guard dogs. Some of the bigger hunt and retrieve breeds were, but these were never, they were always just jolly, intense little working dogs, flushing out game." As to why Willow stayed near the bench, Nina said the dog sounds like it wasn't sure what to do, and likely stayed near a familiar smell. Kimberly Freeman, from dog training business City Sit Stay, explained that spaniels are very smart and very loyal dogs. She said, "I know there's some speculation as to the dog being in distress in the water. They're generally bred to swim quite well. A lot of dogs can swim naturally, but spaniels are especially good swimmers, given what they're raised to do and bred to do. Because they are so loyal to their owners, if there was some kind of distress going on, they would be very panicked and probably try and help as best they can. If they weren't able to, there would be a lot of pacing around, vocalizing as well, and if there were other people around, they would try to get that person's attention. Lancashire police began investigating reports of the shabby and suspicious red van after 2 witnesses came forward. The vehicle was spotted close to the mum's walking route in St Michael's-on-Wyre on the morning she went missing. A man in his 50s described the van as a high-sided Renault or Transit in a faded red. The witness said, "It was a shabby-looking van, an older model, the kind you can live or work in. It was on a quiet lane near a barn, with a couple of houses dotted around. Obviously, I don't know whether this van is related to Nicola's disappearance. All I know is that something grabbed my attention. I felt compelled to tell police about it. Even though it was down the road, as the crow flies, it's quite close to where Nicola was last seen." The partner of missing mother of 2 Nicola Bulley has said the family is going through unprecedented hell but will never give up hope of finding her. In a television special aired on Friday evening, Paul Ansell said despite the awful situation, his hope and positivity are stronger than ever, and he is never, ever going to let go.
For me, personally, and again this is just my opinion, I'm 100% convinced it's not the river. People don't just vanish into thin air. It's absolutely impossible. So something has happened. Something has happened. Find out what it is. Find out what it is. My plea now is, personally, I want every house, every garage, every outbuilding, the land scrutinised. I want it all searched. I want it all scrutinised. Every piece of it. And I'm just pleading with them. Just please. Anything, no matter how tiny. Just please, just come forward with it. Please. Because that could be the key to finding her. And as a family, we're not bothered about anything else. Like, there's nothing else. The only thing is we just have to find her.
You want to know what happened?
Yeah.